I want to try to avoid getting books, just loan wise. So there's the online stuff, right? Just through the library.
Yes, and I'm going to show you how to access just the online resources. Okay. So let me log in here real quick. And you guys, are you all on the databases page?
Yeah.
Okay.
Let me see if you are on the databases page.
Just so I know where.
You are on the library page. Are you logged in?
Yes, I am.
Okay. Up here, click on databases. That's the page. Are you on the databases page, Bryce? Yeah, the two here are on databases.
Okay, perfect.
There we go.
Okay, so if you were going to, our system is set up so that if you are going to use our catalog and search within this top bar up here, you're only going to receive books that we have on our campuses. Okay, to get the electronic resources, you would use the databases tab. And I recommend using the Academic Search Premier in the general section. Our databases are broken down by subject category, so it's easier for you to decide which database to use. But the general category covers a wide variety of topics, so there's always something within that database for your topic. Okay, and Academic Search Premier is one of the best. So when you log on or when you click on Academic Search Premier, you want to make sure that you maximize your screen to get the full effect of the database. Okay? Searching databases is a lot like searching Google. However, unlike Google that wants to give you the information or wants to try to figure out what you are searching for, the databases expect you to know what you're searching for, okay? They expect you to know your subject terms. So they are not just going to give out information. For example, if we run a search for Stephen King, you will see that I have 1,000 results. And right away, just glancing at these results, okay, King boosts bookstores with paper-only novel. There's one about the author, maybe. But I don't see anything really about the author. Okay, well, there's more than one Stephen King, and I incorrectly spelled his name.
Oh, Sky, did you? Yeah, you're recording. Okay, never mind.
Yes, I am recording. So when I spell his name correctly, then I get over 3,000 results. Okay, and right away I can see that these results have to do with Stephen King, the author. So that's just an example of why it's really important to know what you're searching for. Make sure you're spelling it correctly. To access an article, you will click on the title, the blue link, and this brings up a short abstract. Okay, so I've highlighted the abstract. Sometimes it's a bit more of a paragraph instead of just a sentence or two. But this gives you a good idea of what the article is about. So then you can determine, is it something I want to pursue, or is this really have nothing to do with my topic? So if this is something you want to pursue, on the right-hand side of the screen, you will click PDF full text. Sometimes it's HTML full text, but if you're given the PDF option, use that. And then this brings up the exact image of what you would see in that journal, okay, or in that magazine. So here's the article. Now, from here, there are several things that you can do. Okay, you can save this to your Google Drive. So if you use Google Drive and you're familiar with that, go ahead and on the on the right-hand side of the screen, you will see the Google Drive icon. You can click on this. It will ask you to log in. And then when you access your Google Drive, you will see an EBSCO box that contains all of the articles that you save. Okay, so I've saved this article before.
It's on full screen too.
Okay, Sky, what if you can't see that ribbon along the side there? Well, click on the article. Click on an article. There, now you see it. Okay.
Yeah, you have to click on the article, the abstract or the article to access that.
Yeah. Okay.
Okay. And so when I take you back to my Google Drive page, because I'm already logged on, I don't have to go through this other stuff. Can you see my EBSCO folder? So when I click on that, it brings up all of the articles that I've saved. And you can see that I've saved two articles several times. Okay, but then I have that article that I can access quickly. I don't have to necessarily go back and read or research for that article again. And that one is messed up for some reason. So, okay. Let me go back to the database. And okay, so in the database, maybe you don't want to save it. Okay, if you do better with having a print copy of an article, then go ahead and print it. Print within that article to receive it. Otherwise, if you click this print button on the right-hand side of the screen, you'll end up with the detailed abstract and citation only. Okay. And then from here, if this is an article that you're going to use in your paper, you have to cite it. So further down in that list of tools is a little piece of paper that looks like it has writing on it. When I click on this, it brings up all of the different citation formats offered by EBSCO. And they're in alphabetical order, so you have to scroll down to MLA. And from here, you can copy, highlight it, copy, and then paste it into your Word document, or maybe you're writing in a Google Doc. Okay, but there's your citation. It's not perfect. You will have to edit it. But the editing is pretty minor. So like for this, in this article, you have to edit the title because it's in all capital letters. Okay. That's what I love about the databases, is that they give you these citations to use. So it's really easy. You don't have to create those citations from scratch, but you still need to know enough about citations that you can format them in the correct manner. Okay. I'm going to go back and then when we have our search results, so I'm going to go back to the results page. Excuse me. If there's something specific that I'm looking for, and Stephen King is a pretty broad search. On the left-hand side of the screen are what we call limiters. So you can click on any one of these to limit those results. Maybe you want something from just academic journals. Okay, you can click on that, and that will take you from over 3,000 results to 828 results. If Stephen King is too broad of a search, use the subject. Okay, maybe you are looking for a specific book. Maybe you want something just about the author and not necessarily his books. So with the author, I have over 600 results. Okay. Does that make sense? Sometimes, depending on your search terms and your subject, your paper subject, you may have to search by geography, okay, because you're going to get articles from all over the world. In this case, Stephen King, United States is primarily where you're going to find articles, but sometimes you'll find a lot of articles from maybe China or over in Australia, Europe. So if you're looking for something specific to the United States or a different country, then you'll want to use that geography button or that geography limiter. Okay. Any questions about Academic Search Premier? Does anybody have a topic that you want to search for real quick?
GMOs,
GMOs?
GMOs, and cattle.
Okay, GMOs and cattle. So as I type in GMOs, you can see that it comes up GMO, GMOs, GMO foods. If you're looking specifically for cattle, I would try GMO, then using the next line and then cattle. And then you can see through cattle, there's industry, farming, ranching, production. So that's something you might want to consider as you search. Oops, let me take off. I'm going to run a new search, hang on. Let's see. Okay, so we have 3 options. Okay, there may be more if we do.
It's about Brit.
So for the and, what I put after the cattle and the other and, do I put United States if I want United States in general?
Yes, but if you only have 3 results, just look at those results. Okay? If you have 600, then you might want to not necessarily put United States in the 3rd box here, but use that limiter after you find your results.
Okay.
Okay? So if I click on GMO cattle, do I still get the same amount? I do. So it may be something that you have to think of different ways to search. Maybe typing out GMO, genetically modified food, and animals. Okay, and you can see that that takes our results from 3, because it's pretty limited at GMO and cattle, to 376. Okay, and from here, if you want something specific to the United States, then you would click on United States, and that brings it down to 39. Okay?
Yeah.
And you can see, so the 4th article is Our Right to Know, and it doesn't necessarily contain cattle, but it talks about the meat industry, red meat, and meat productions. Okay? So sometimes you have to think of different ways to search for the same thing.
Play with your search terms.
You do. And what I would recommend, and I tell students all the time, is you can't use Wikipedia, right? But Wikipedia is a really good place to read up about your topic, and then maybe look at that article and see what kind of search terms or keywords they're using and plug those into the database. Okay, take a look at the references and see what kind of references they have. Any questions about this database or searching? Okay, so let's go back to the library catalog. Oops, I think I just messed up my screen share.
Oops, share.
If I go back to the library catalog, and some topics you'll want to use opposing viewpoints, which is in the hot topics section on the databases page. Okay, and GMOs might be one of those. Opposing viewpoints. Oh, go ahead.
This would be a good thing, like for a persuasive speech, because you might get some biased for and against things. And if you're debating a topic, definitely you could look at what the other side might be preparing to debate against you with.
Right. that's what I love about this database is because it does present both sides. So you become well versed no matter your stance, because it's really good to know the opposite side of what you're trying to persuade your reader. Okay, it makes your paper stronger. If we look up, let me see, on the front page of of opposing viewpoints, it gives you the different hot topics. Okay, so whatever's trending in the news, I mean, it's constantly changing. And sometimes it's just updated information. If I type in GMO, again, it brings in a list.
Sky, are you in opposing viewpoints?
I am. Is it not showing you my screen?
No, it's showing the databases.
Okay. Does that show you my screen? Okay, perfect.
Now we're in opposing viewpoints.
Okay. So you can see the list of the different topics.
So can you click on opposing viewpoints here? Do you see where it is? It's over there, opposing viewpoints. Yeah, you got it. Oh, wake up.
And sometimes you may find GMO in maybe the science, technology, and ethics, or in the health and medicine. Okay, but in this case, I'm just going to type it in. And as you can see, when I type it in, again, it brings up a list of the different subject terms within GMO. Okay, but if I just click on that, it's running a basic result or a basic search. And actually, I don't like the way that displays, so let me search. Well, I think that's what we're going to get. Okay, so the first thing that they give you are viewpoints, and then it goes into academic journals. The viewpoints are okay, but I would stick with the academic journals. They also give you statistics. Maybe there's some audio, news. Sometimes there's videos. They offer a reference section. There's magazines, and then they give you websites. Okay, and if we go back to the academic journals, it brings up all 11 articles, and this is searching GMOs as opposed to just GMO. So the search results are quite a bit smaller. But you can click on a title, and it's just like the other databases. Okay, it brings up the article. From here, you can print the article, you can download it, email it to yourself. And then this database also includes the option to sign in with Google. And when you do that, you can make notes within this database, which I really like because, you know, if, after you've signed into Google, if this is a statement, let's see. If this is something,
send it to, where's the link to send it to Google?
it's up here at the top. So you can sign in with Google.
Okay, you guys see that, right? Okay.
And I'll sign in real quick.
And you can listen to it also.
Yep. So then it says it's signed in the Sky. And from here, after I've highlighted something, I can highlight it. And then I can also write my own notes. Add to paper. Or I can put my own thoughts in, maybe I want to paraphrase that. Okay?
Or what you could do is you could say where it goes in your outline.
Absolutely. And then you can listen, you know, maybe you listen or you understand or comprehend. So it will read the article to you and then highlight the text as it reads. So some people comprehend better as they're listening and following along. Okay, so that's always an option as well. And then you can click on, hang on just a second. Do you want mine? Hang on just a second. You want my car?
Yes, I'm borrowing Sky's car.
Okay.
Thank you, Sky.
Yeah.
Okay.
Sorry, we had a little crisis. The citation tools are automatically set to the MLA 8th edition. So then you can copy and paste this into your Word document.
That is not up to date because you don't have to say accessed on it, yeah.
Correct. It's a little off. I mean, it's up to date in the fact that it has the proper punctuation,
Yeah,
but it does not have the URL
yeah.
and it has access November 8th.
So it has to
Okay.
be edited afterwards.
Right. You do have to edit it. And that's just one of the cases that it's not perfect. And I was having issue with the last class with this, but to get the URL, I think the easiest thing is to click on Twitter and or any of those social media sharings, and then you can copy the paste or copy the link, which it's not handy. I mean, it's absolutely not handy. They used to have the URL availability there, and you can't take that anymore. Oh, wait. Oh, no, that's a source citation. Never mind. Unless this is it down here. Oh, maybe it is down here. Look at that. So if you scroll to the bottom of the page, you'll see the source citation, which is a lot better than that citation up at the top of the page that you have to click on. And this will give you the entire citation with the link. But again, it's not perfect because it has accessed 8 November 17, whatever date you access it. Okay, so you do have to edit it just a little bit. Questions, thoughts?
Now you got that by scrolling clear down to the end of the article,
I
correct?
did, yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay, okay.
Yep, so sometimes, you have to weed through the different, oops, that went really fast. The different references and notes. So 20 some references and notes later, there's the source citation. Okay. Any questions about this database?
I noticed it had over there down under some related articles or some other things that you could click on over there. And this one, I mean, European Union, that doesn't, but underneath it, weren't there some other things? Maybe there were.
Sometimes.
Yeah, sometimes there might be some other stuff, but yeah, it looks like there's a lot of really, really helpful stuff on there. And
So if I go back to that search of just GMO,
yeah,
where, remember before I was searching GMOs,
Yeah.
there's almost 1,600 articles in academic journals alone. Okay, and so when I just select the academic journals, then I can limit my search by whether it's primary sources, the subject on the right-hand side of the screen, you can limit search by the subject of United States. There is maybe genetic research. I mean, you know, you can click on view more
Yeah,
to get some more of those topics.
yeah.
Okay, does that help a little bit?
I think that's it.
I mean, really, it's just a matter of making the database work for you. I mean, you have to put a little bit more effort into it. And the more you use databases, the easier it becomes. And I'll also remind you that schedule an appointment with any one of us in the library. We are happy to, we can do this over the Ask a Librarian chat, over email, over phone, and we will help you research. Okay?
Right.
So if I close this database and go back, some of the other databases that we have that you need to keep in mind, they're always updating and they're always changing. For instance, LexisNexis is a really good database to use. Right now, they're going through a pretty big change, so I would say their service is crap. And I probably wouldn't start using it until the 1st of December. But they have information that you won't necessarily find in Academic Search Premier or Opposing Viewpoints. So I don't want to show you that right now, especially where it's getting ready to change. So then another database that we have available is a video database. So Films on Demand. It's going to take a minute to load. You might find videos relating to your topic. And you can absolutely use a video segment for a paper. It might hold really, really good information. Let's see. I'm going to see if I can get something a little bit more specific. It may or may not. Okay, so 5 results just searching GMO and cattle. And this first result is a full, the full video, okay, which was 52 minutes and 13 seconds long. However, on the right-hand side of the screen, you see the different segments. So you don't have to watch the entire video. Maybe you want cattle, unsustainable resource. You can watch this 3-minute and 30-second segment, and it may have something in there that will work for your paper. Okay. The thing that I really like about the the Films on Demand database is that they offer the transcripts to the entire program, as well as, and then you can find the segments by, let me see if I can. Okay, so just in that sentence, it highlights the text as it's reading it. Again, comprehension, but it's also beneficial if you're going to use a segment, you don't have to go back and watch it 8 times to write down everything that they're saying. Okay, you can easily copy and paste. And again, this is a database. It offers a citation format. So below the title, you'll see the citation. It's not perfect, but it's a pretty good start. Okay. Any questions about this database? No. Do you guys want to spend a couple of minutes searching to see what you can find? And then if you run into problems or you have any questions, you can ask while I'm here.
Okay, yeah, your assignment is that you need to find, I think if you look at the assignment, I think 3 sources that you think you might be able to use. Is that right, what it says?
I've been kind of searching around.
Oh wait, pick this thing up. Okay. Submit a works cited entry in MLA form for each of 3 sources you think you might be able to use for your speech. Okay? Might, okay? At least half the sources you use for your speech have to be obtained through the library resources. So
Yeah.
in other words, if you interview somebody, you could use that for a source, but you have to use at least half your sources, however many that is, from the databases.
At least, we need at least 2 other sources.
I have to check that.
So I'm pretty sure so. 2.
We have 2 assignments from.
For this